Hey, what's happening everybody? This is yamimash, and this is the final installment in our big tutorial on how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or children's card games. Joining me is Shane again.
Hello guys, how's it going?
There's like a bit of a rhythm in that, like you're singing.
A bit of a melody.
A melody, that's the word. So you want to tell the guys what we're going to talk about today?
Alright, I'm going to click on my word pad. We're going to be talking about chaining, spell speeds, continuous spells, traps and effects, and costs.
Okay then, so chaining. Alright, well I can do a stupid little chain if I want. So let me, I'll set two cards and I'll show you how a chain works.
One sec, no. I'm going to grab a mystical speed. No, I'm going to grab Heavy Storm.
Okay.
If I have it in my deck. I do not.
So it's in your hand?
Nope.
So you forgot to put Heavy Storm in your deck. Do you have a
Yep.
Mystical Space Typhoon?
You know what the funniest thing is? I don't.
Oh my god, Shane.
Let's pretend I have Heavy Storm and I used it.
Okay.
This is Heavy Storm.
That's going back to my hand now. That's a Heavy Storm.
Yeah,
so I can chain here. And how chaining works is somebody plays a card, and that's chain link 1. And then if somebody could respond to a card, like this, this is the second link in the chain. Shane, you explain chain links, it's very complicated.
Yeah, traps are pretty damn fast. If someone tries to destroy your trap, you have a chance to respond with your trap. So long as it doesn't have a specific timing, like Torrential Tribute, which says when a monster is summoned, you can only use it. If, like Aaron's card, Secret Barrel, it says inflict damage to your opponent equal to the total number of cards your opponent's side of the field, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have a specific timing to it. Therefore, you can use it at any point, even when your opponent is playing a card. So if I've played this, he can play that in response.
Yeah.
And if you want to go further than that, if someone wanted to respond to that and they had a card down, they'd be able to respond to that. And it would just go on until people...
And that would be chain link 3. And when stuff like that happens, it goes in reverse order. So the last card play responds first.
The last card played is resolved first. So, if we had something like... I'm going to go through my deck quickly and take Solemn Judgment to my hand. And I'm going to show you quickly with this. So, Reinforcement of the Army is Mystical Space Typhoon, yes? Its effect is Destroy a Spell or Trap. I've used it on your Secret Barrel. You've changed your Secret Barrel.
Yep.
And then, I will activate my Solemn Judgment.
Yep.
And what this does is... pretty much, Solemn Judgment is any card you can negate it at a cost of half your life points. Negate means absolutely stop, nothing happens. So, when this resolves the entire chain, Solemn Judgment will be the one resolves first, so its effect will happen first. So, Solemn Judgment is there, and it will negate Secret Barrel. So, Secret Barrel will be the next thing on the list.
But it'll be dead. It'll be like, I'm dead. Its
effect is negated, and then the final one on the chain would be Mystical Space Typhoon, which I don't have in my deck. This is kind of
now, nobody would ever play a Solemn Judgment in response to a Secret Barrel.
No, they wouldn't.
Ever.
No, they wouldn't.
It would be a very stupid play, to be honest.
It would.
So that is how a chain link works.
Solemn Judgment back in my...
Kind of a complicated thing, really.
Yep.
But it's what else was on the list, Shane?
Costs. Do you have any...
Okay, let me just see what I've got in my deck, if I have anything cost-wise. I have a Solemn Judgment.
Yes, I like Solemn Judgment in that way.
Alright, so I'll add a Solemn Judgment to my hand. Get something that'll be good in this situation then to explain cost.
Sure. I guess Solemn Judgment.
Yeah?
Okay.
So,
actually, this card, very good. I'm gonna...
What's it even do?
It's a negator.
Alright,
okay.
So let me set my Solemn Judgment. Is that all that's needed then?
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, I'll grab it like a spell.
Alright, grab
let's say
an MST.
Sheehan Smoke Signal.
Sheehan Smoke Signal.
That you want to stop.
Alright, so play your Sheehan Smoke Signal.
I will play Sheehan Smoke Signal.
So this card gets a level 3 or lower 6 Samurai, but I'm like, I don't want him to do that, so I'm going to activate Solemn Judgment, which is the card where I pay half my life points to negate anything.
Yep. Alright, now I'm going to play Musakani something.
Something.
Now, this effect will negate and destroy your card, because I've got 6 Samurai in the field. Because Solemn Judgment's effect destroys cards. And that's what this stops.
And now we'll talk about costs.
Yeah. At the beginning of each card, usually, is a condition on how to play the card, like you can only use this in certain positions, and then there will be a cost in some cases. Solemn Judgment is pay half your life points. Costs never come back, even if your card is negated, even if it's stopped. A cost is always paid, and you can't get your cost back. So if you discard a card for something, you can't get it back, even if
it's quite costly.
It's a cost. So he would pay 4,000 life points in this.
Yeah,
situation.
I would lose half my life points, and
he would
his
get
smoke
nothing out of
signal
it.
will still work. So it's a very good combo, I have to say.
And then I'd get something.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's.
Wait, is there anything else?
I think that pretty much talks about costs enough. Spell speeds we haven't done.
Spell speeds, yes. Okay, so let me set my solemn.
Yeah. Show them the counter symbol.
Alright, so on solemn, next to trap card, it has a little arrow. The arrow basically means a counter. Counter is the spell speed 3, which is the fastest spell speed. So the only thing that can counter a counter is a counter card itself.
Yeah, there's actually a card called Counter Counter.
Counter. So,
Yeah.
for example, his Muzakani Magatama, or whatever it is also a counter, so he can counter my solemn. But if he had, let's say, a mystical space to him, which wouldn't do anything anyway, if he had a mystical space to him, he couldn't chain it into the Solemn Judgment, because Solemn Judgment's a spell speed 3, which is too fast for a quick play spell, which is a spell speed 2, isn't it?
Yes, pretty much every quick play spell and trap is a spell speed 2, except for counter traps.
Which are
Spell speed 2s
3.
can be chained to each other, do all the nice bullshit. As far as spell speed 3s and counters go, usually as soon as a counter hits, you can't do anything else after it. It generally just works.
Yeah,
like
unless they have a counter. For
Unless
example,
it's a
if he had a dark bribe or something.
or a solemn, but even then, usually that will end the chain.
Yeah. So let me show a continuous now. A continuous spell has 2 little circles on the name on the side.
Like the infinity symbol.
The infinity symbol. And basically it stays on the field face up. For example, Swords of Revealing Light. Let me grab that. Swords of Revealing Light. And also this card. So these are all continuous cards, so I can play all 3.
Swords isn't actually a continuous spell.
Oh, it's not, but it just stays there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, that isn't a continuous spell. Go back to the deck, you. So, for example, Level Limit Area B is also a continuous spell, and that's all face-up level 4 home monsters are changed to defense position. So, in the Wave Motion Cannon, during your main phase, you get a counter. Aha, counter! That's one thing! Like, you can put counters on cards.
That's really quite, how do I say?
What's that?
It's only a small, tiny little
Is that
thing.
a counter? Oh, wow, that's a counter or something! Wait, no, it's a coin! No!
Okay. Yeah, Wave Motion Cannon's got its own effect. I'm sure people can read.
Yeah. What else is on the list, Shane?
I think that's it. Costs, traps, yep.
Talk about side deck, Shane.
Okay, when you're playing something like Aaron's deck, if you look at Level Limit Area B, all face-up level 4 or higher monsters are changed to defense position. Now, if you think of all of the games we've had before, most of our monsters are level 4 or higher. And if they're in defense position, you can't attack. And the way that we win is by attacking, pretty much. I mean, most of our damage is done through battle.
Yeah.
Now, he will have lots of cards in his deck to stop me from attacking.
For example,
and they'll be continuous,
this.
and there will be. Aaron, stop it.
Well, I'm showing you my soul cards.
Just do it. Okay. Anyway, he will have a lot of these. Most decks will run at a maximum 4 cards that can destroy a spell or trap. That's because in most games, that's all you'll need. But against this deck, you'll need a lot more than that. You will usually have 3 Mystical Space Typhoons and 1 Heavy Storm. Now, when side decking comes into it, in any normal game in a tournament, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, or even on here now, they've got best 2 out of 3 matches. After the first game, you can side deck. A side deck is 15 cards that you have chosen that you will switch in and out of your deck between games. And usually, I mean, I personally would use it for anti-stall. So just cards that can destroy spells or traps, so I can just go for the life without him being able to stall anymore.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty much what a side deck is.
Roll Decree, Dust Tornado.
Yes.
I used to side Mystic Swords on level 2 back in the day.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Stop them Death Koalas and Stealth Birds.
It's underneath the level limiter B and the Gravity Bind, and yeah, that's right, those Stealth Birds and Death Koalas. And Jinzo stops trap cards.
Ooh, I love Jinzo.
What else did I side? I had a very big anti-burn back then, because it was such a... Back then, burn was so brutal.
Yeah, it's horrible to play against. It's one of the worst feelings when you go up against one and you just don't draw.
Because they always take game 1, then you go into your side and you're a game down. You have to win both of the next games to win the match. That's the problem with burn, is even if you side against it, sometimes you might not draw as well and they can still beat you.
I remember that tournament you went to.
Oh man, I was so beast.
Yeah. When you came third, and the guy didn't have a side deck, and he played burn, and you just didn't draw your anti-burn.
I ran a zombie deck, and my side deck, which is 15 cards, was all burn cards like Wave Motion Cannons, Level Limiter, B Gravity Bind. And what I used to do is I'd either win or lose game 1, usually win my zombie deck, side into burn. They wouldn't expect it, because what I did was I'd shove my 15 side deck into my 40 card deck, shuffle it around and riffle it, and then take out 15 cards without them knowing. So they don't know if I've sided the whole 15 or if I've just sided a few or something. So they didn't expect an entire deck change. So then when I started playing burn cards, they did not expect it, unless they saw my doors from earlier on in the tournament, if they were standing next to my table, or somebody told them about it. But generally, it worked quite well.
I like that. That's pretty good.
And let's talk about situations that you wouldn't do. So let me just add all my cards back to my hand. And things you wouldn't do in a duel. For example, one thing we never did is we never would overextend.
Yes.
People tend to overextend a little bit more nowadays, I think.
Your cards are your precious things. If you've got none left, you pretty much lose.
Yeah, so for example, let's say, with this deck, you would never do this. You would never... I won't set my solemn judgment. But you wouldn't play 5 cards in your spell or trap zone with no protection.
And the reason because...
Well, the reason because is if they have a heavy storm,
yes,
you're fucked.
You lose 5 cards.
You lose
and they only
all
lost
5
1.
cards. And I know it's only 1 card in their entire deck, but you draw 6 out of 40, and that's like a 1 in 6 times they're going to start the storm. And
they can draw into it. I mean,
they can
still got a 1 in 35 chance after that. I mean... Yeah.
It's quite unlikely, but if 1 in 5 or 6 games, if you were to play 5 cards every time, you'd lose after that point.
Yeah, you're not coming back from that.
It's too difficult. And other things is, what other situations did we used to do that you wouldn't do? I remember seeing a guy making a big mistake in a Yugi tournament. He had a Cyber Dragon and a Breaker Magical Warrior, and his opponent had a Cyber Dragon in attack mode. He summons Breaker, and it was like, oh shit. Forgot to special summon the Cyber Dragon.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was like...
That's stupid.
That was the guy that was Alan Kennard.
Really?
That was the guy who beat me in the top 8 of that regional with his wave motion cannons. Nimble Momonga and wave motion cannons. Like, who runs that? This is why you don't top Swiss, because you get the weirdo in number 8 spot.
You do. Yeah, that is actually it. I remember beating someone who was first in Swiss when I came 8. Just smashed him. Because I was running some weird shit.
It's always the weird shit. That's why you don't want to top Swiss. You'd rather like come 2nd or 3rd, because then you don't get the weird guy in number 8th place.
I'm the weird guy. Okay, I'll normal summon this guy.
Yeah.
Activate double-edged sword technique. Get 2 special summon from the graveyard.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a 9-star synchro.
Really?
1 tuner, 2 non-tuners, and I'll make Mistworm.
Which one's the tuner?
The
Oh
2
yeah. Oh shit, Mistworm.
He's a very big monster, so he's got a really big effect.
No.
Return to the hand, and then he'll take a lot of damage.
No.
Oh, actually, I'm going to play this.
You probably got nothing.
I might have only had one of those in my deck. Shit! I only had the other guy in my deck. Okay,
I'm going to take 40.
Oh no! I'm going to special summon this, and then I'm going to use it on him, and I'm going to get Zanji from my deck.
Oh wow!
Because I'm the best. I'm the best, guys. I'm the best.
That's 77. Wow.
No, it's 8,000.
Is it?
Yeah. Because Kizan gains 300.
Oh no way! No.
Champion! But yeah, that wasn't a real game.
Okay. What have I drawn? Huh.
Gravity Bind?
Magic Cylinder.
Alright, guys.
Another
That's
Magic
just, you know,
Cylinder.
Shows kind of how the
Season
burner
that.
deck looks. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Alright then.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. And, yeah. See you all
That's
next
it.
time.
That's it. I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye.